When you're in a relationship, you might ask yourself a question that makes you wonder if the woman next to you is really meant to be your partner for life. Real, long-lasting relationships require understanding, respect, and trust. It's not always easy to tell if that woman TR is really the loyal friend you're looking for. Today, let's look at 10 qualities of a woman that, when seen from a Stoic point of view, will help you decide if the person next to you is really the one who will hold your hand through life's ups and downs until the end. If the person next to you has these qualities, then congrats, and never let her go. Don't forget to support us by clicking the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you want to share your story and help make the conversation more interesting and lively. Now let's start. First, she challenges my intellect. It's a simple truth that many of us are first drawn to someone by what we see on the outside. There's no shame in admitting this. It's hard to notice someone's bright personality or wit from across a crowded room. And yes, a lot of first connections happen that way. Let's take a moment to think about what keeps a relationship going strong after the initial spark. Let's say you meet someone who is absolutely stunning and your physical attraction is strong. You start spending more time with them, and at first it's great. You go for walks, watch movies, and maybe even share some great meals. But after a while, you realize that your conversations are pretty surface level. You talk about the weather and your plans for the weekend, but you don't really get into anything deeper. It starts to feel like something's missing. Now, imagine you meet someone who doesn't catch your eye like a lightning bolt, but the more you talk to them, the more you find yourself drawn to them. They push you, make you think, and share perspectives that open your eyes to new ideas. Your conversations are rich and full of depth, touching on topics that really matter to you. You start to realize that this connection feels a lot more meaningful in Stoicism. There's a recognition that while physical attraction can be a part of human relationships, it's the intellectual and emotional connection that truly forms the backbone of a lasting partnership. It's about finding someone who can challenge you, help you grow, and share in the deep, meaningful conversations that add richness to life. It's in these connections that we find the potential for a relationship that's not just about filling time together, but about truly enhancing each other's lives. So if you have found a woman who captivates your mind and spirit, someone who challenges you intellectually and engages in meaningful discussions with you, cherish that connection in the grand tapestry of life. These are the relationships that stand the test of time, growing richer and more fulfilling with each passing year. Remember, the most beautiful aspects of a person are often those that take time and effort to discover. Number 2. She compromises. Let's say you and your partner are floating along on the sea of love. It's easy to stay committed and happy when the skies are clear and the water is calm, but we all know that life isn't always easy. Storms. When waves crash and you find yourself arguing or facing problems together, it's normal and a part of life with someone else. The key to getting through these rough waters is to stay together. Deal with it. Stoicism teaches us to accept things we can't change and focus on the things we can change, our actions and our willingness to meet halfway. Remember that a relationship is like a team working together to build a life, not two opposing parties. Imagine that you and your partner disagree on something important. It could be as simple as what movie to watch, or as complicated as whether to move to a new city for a job opportunity. At this point in time, cooperation is the most important thing. Your willingness to give in and find a middle ground where you can both agree shows how strong and healthy your relationship is. Compromise isn't about giving up. It's about working together to find a way forward that meets the wants and goals of both partners. Leaders in science and relationships. In a world that often values individuality, it's important to remember that people who are willing to step up, communicate openly, and make necessary changes are more likely to have long-lasting and fulfilling relationships. If you're lucky enough to have someone who's willing to ride out the rough patches with you, who's willing to compromise, and who's willing to find that middle ground, then cherish them. Having a partner who values us over me is a rare and beautiful thing. Remember that the goal isn't to avoid storms, but to learn how to sail your ship through them together. Waters alike. That's what makes a strong, long-lasting relationship work. So if she's willing to compromise, see her not only as a keeper, but also as a true partner in the voyage of life. Number 3, she is consistent. This means that the person you woke up next to this morning is the same person you met and fell in love with at first. There haven't been any big changes in their personality that leave you wondering who you'll be dealing with next. To get a better idea of the difference between consistency and its polar opposite, volatility, think of someone whose moods and actions are as unpredictable as spring weather. One day they're sunshine and gentle breezes, and the next they're a storm. It must be hard to be in a relationship with someone who is so unstable, doesn't it? It's like walking on eggshells all the time because you don't know which version of them you'll run into. Being Stoic teaches us the value of fairness, and being consistent in a relationship shows this trait. Now think of some Stoic people from history: Marcus Aurelius, Seneca Epicus, and others who embraced a life of virtue, stability, and peace of mind, modeled these traits in their relationships, which can lead to a deep and meaningful connection. It's not just about avoiding the drain of emotional unpredictability. It's about building a relationship where trust, respect, and understanding are constants, not variables. If you find a partner who embodies this Stoic ideal of consistency, consider yourself lucky. It's a rare and valuable trait. Consistency isn't about being boring or predictable in a way that stifles growth or excitement. It's about being reliable. It means knowing that no matter what life throws at you, the person by your side will remain steadfast, a constant in a world of change. Let's remember this beautiful things and the first love. The thrills of romance don't last, but the quiet strength of consistency is what makes relationships last. If your partner is consistent, if they're the calm in every storm and the sure thing when you're doubting yourself, then you've found something truly special. Don't take it for granted. In the spirit of Stoicism, cherish and nurture this consistency because it is a sure way to a happy and harmonious relationship. Number 4. Forgiveness is the foundation of the healthiest relationships. Why is this? Because at our core, none of us is perfect. We all make mistakes, and sometimes we hurt the people closest to us without meaning to. This is when the magic of forgiveness becomes clear. When a friend did you wrong, like forgetting an important event or saying something hurtful, think about how it felt when they asked for forgiveness. Since you were truly sorry when you decided to forgive, didn't the weight lift off your shoulders? Didn't letting go of understanding and moving on make your relationship stronger? Stoics teach us that our emotions change quickly and that we should focus on controlling what we can and accepting what we can't. If your partner makes a mistake that hurts you, remember that you have the power to forgive them. This doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the mistake, but rather understanding it, learning from it, and choosing to let go of the burden of resentment. Stoics believe that this is how we grow as individuals and as a community. So if you know someone who doesn't hold on to past wrongs and sees forgiveness as a way to a deeper relationship and understanding, hold them in high regard. In a world that often praises holding on to hurt as a sign of strength, choosing to forgive is the truest form of courage and wisdom. It's a sign of how strong your relationship is, and a rule that can help you through life's inevitable ups and downs. Stoicism and forgiveness both teach us about the strength of being resilient, the beauty of being weak, and the value of going forward together. Cherish the people who support these virtues because they will be with you through the best and worst of times. Making the way clear with the light of love and understanding. 5. She shares your values. When it comes to relationships, especially romantic ones, shared values are very important. Imagine being deeply attracted to someone who makes you laugh, shares your interests, and every moment with them is like a fairy tale. But as time goes on, you find that your core values don't match up at all. Maybe you put a lot of value on being responsible with money and planning for the future, while they put a lot of value on life. They live in the present moment and spend money without thinking about the future. Or you strongly believe in personal growth and self-improvement while they are happy with the way things are and don't want to explore beyond their current situation. We learn from Horizon Stoicism that while attraction and shared interests are great, they're temporary, like the way waves on the ocean's surface are beautiful but short-lived. What really matters in a relationship is how well your core values match up. These are the things that you won't give up on in order to reach your goal together. Why is this alignment so crucial? Because life is unpredictable. There will be challenges, disagreements, and trials. But when you and your partner share the same fundamental values, you have a sturdy anchor amidst life's storms. You'll approach conflicts with a mutual understanding and a shared vision of resolution. It's not about agreeing on everything, but about having that foundational agreement on what truly matters to both of you. So if you find someone who not only brings joy to your life, but also holds similar values, cherish that connection. It's rare and precious. Remember, it's not the number of shared hobbies or the intensity of initial attraction that will carry a relationship through the decades, but the deep-seated alignment in how you view and value the world and each other in conclusion. Let's take a moment to reflect on our values and how they shape our relationships by understanding and aligning our core principles. We not only honor the Stoic path of living virtuously, but also build relationships that are resilient, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. Let's navigate life's journey with our values as our stars guiding us to genuine connections and lasting happiness. Number 6, she supports your goals and pursues her own. In our journey through life, we often seek a companion whose presence not only complements ours, but also encourages us to grow and achieve greater heights. This idea comes from the Stoic philosophy, which teaches us the value of being self-sufficient, resilient, and dedicated to virtue. Imagine having someone in your life who lives by these values and stands strong next to you, not behind you. This is what a partnership is all about. Two people inspiring each other to reach their own and each other's goals. In this sense, a strong partner doesn't depend on you for their happiness or sense of self-worth. Instead, they are driven by their own passions and pursuits. They don't need your constant approval to feel validated because they find value in their own accomplishments and character. In modern terms, imagine a partner who encourages you to follow your passions, like taking that painting class you've always been interested in or starting a fitness journey. They do this by showing you what's possible through their actions, like training for a marathon not to impress you, but because they value health and discipline. Their hard work and dedication make you want to be the best version of yourself, take on challenges, and grow without losing sight of who you are. It's rare and valuable to be in a relationship where both people support each other's goals while also pursuing their own. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your life who wants to help you grow as a person while also pursuing their own goals, cherish and nurture that relationship. Remember that a partner who chooses to share their life with you is strong and independent, and that relationship will not only last, but also lead both people to a more virtuous and fulfilled life. She is nice and understanding. Imagine yourself going through a tough time, like losing your job, failing at something, or just having a bad day. Who's there with you? Stoicism teaches us how important it is to have someone who believes in us even when we start to doubt ourselves. Think about the last time someone stood by you and gave you a shoulder to lean on without judging you. That's the kind of support that shines a light on the darkest paths. Think about the story Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher. Despite his power and status, he often wrote about how important understanding and compassion were in his personal meditations. He knew that life was full of problems, and that having a partner who understood and could share the load without giving up was very important. Now think about the people in your life who show these traits. It could be your girlfriend, who is always there to listen, and Offer support without judgment. She's the person who gets both your words and your silence, who is there for you when things get tough, and whose kindness and understanding make even the darkest days brighter. Stoicism teaches us to cherish and cultivate these relationships. It tells us that being compassionate, support, and encouraging towards our partners isn't just nice to have. It's essential for building a successful, fulfilling relationship in a world that can sometimes seem cold and indifferent. Having someone who embodies kindness and empathy is like finding treasure. So here's a shout out to those incredible beings in our lives who remind us of the strength and beauty of human connection. If your partner or anyone in your life should show you this kind of unwavering kindness and empathy, recognize the preciousness of what you have. Don't take it for granted. Celebrate it, nurture it, and most importantly, reciprocate it after all. As the Stoics would say, the best way to receive love is to give it freely without expectation. In conclusion, the journey of life with all its uncertainties and challenges is made infinitely richer and more bearable with the right companion by our side. Let's not forget to appreciate and hold on to the kindness, generosity, and understanding they bring into our lives. Remember, in the grand tapestry of existence, these are the threads that hold the most value. Number 8. She accepts your flaws now. Some people may recognize this situation. You're in a relationship where you feel like you're constantly being criticized for everything from the way you dress to the jokes you tell to the way you chew your food. It sounds exhausting, doesn't it? When one partner constantly makes the other feel bad, unloved, or not good enough, the relationship misses out on an important part of what makes human bonds nurturing and growth-oriented. This is where the Stoic view shines. Yes, your partner should push you to grow and be the best version of yourself, but they should do this in a way that lifts you up instead of bringing you down. Stoicism shows us how important it is to focus on our own actions and reactions. When it comes to a romantic relationship, it's not about ignoring flaws in ourselves or others. It's about understanding them and working together to get better without judging or disliking each other. Being with someone who sees the good in you, even though they know your flaws and understands your quirks, is a sign of a mature, caring relationship. This partner doesn't put you down for small things. Instead, they support and encourage you to get better, not by criticizing you, but by understanding and accepting you. In a world that often seems concerned with perfection and quick to point out flaws, this partner is a breath of fresh air. It's rare and beautiful to find someone who loves you just the way you are. As the Stoics say, we should focus on what matters most: our character, our actions, and how we treat each other. It's about accepting what we can't change in others and working on what we can change in ourselves. If you're lucky enough to have someone in your corner who truly understands and embraces all of you, including your flaws, and who inspires you to grow in a nurturing and positive way, make sure to keep them close. They embody a principle that's not only Stoic, but also fundamentally human: the power of acceptance and love. This is the kind of partner who will walk with you through life's ups and downs and help you become the best version of yourself, not by pointing out all of your flaws, but by understanding them and loving you no matter what. 9. People put work into their relationships, but in the journey of life, especially in long-term ones, the beauty and spark that started it all can sometimes fade. It's natural for flowers, even the most beautiful ones, to go through the changes of the seasons. But we can control our emotions, and Stoic philosophers would say that we shouldn't let them control the health and happiness of our relationships. For example, your partner should take the time and effort to nourish the relationship with small acts of love and kindness. A caring note left on the fridge may seem like a small thing, but it shows how much she cares about you and believes in your relationship. Her carefully listening to you after a long day, or even making your favorite meal on a whim, but they have a big effect because they remind you of how dedicated she is, ready to do what they can to make the relationship happy and last. Yes, People who have these qualities and consistently try to reignite that spark that drew you to them are indeed rare. In the Stoic view, this doesn't put them on a pedestal. Instead, it shows how important it is to respect each other, understand each other, and make an effort to keep the bond you've built with someone. If you have someone in your life who has these qualities, you should do something about it. Following the Stoic advice to reciprocate, make every day a chance to show your appreciation and build a relationship that will last through the test of time. By taking this approach, you're not only keeping the romance alive, you're also honoring the Stoic principles of gratitude, duty, and the search for goodness in all parts of life, even love. This way of thinking doesn't just keep the relationship going. It makes it stronger by making sure that both of you grow together, strengthened by love, respect, and the shared journey through life's inevitable ups and downs. She is truthful and sincere. Imagine being in a relationship where every time your partner says something, a small voice in your head asks, "Is that true?" Imagine how tiring it would be to always be on guard and not feel safe. Now, let's turn that around. Being with someone who tells you the truth, even when it's hard, means you know where you stand with them, and that builds trust as strong as oak. Think about everyday things. You're at the store trying to decide if you should buy that expensive gadget you've been eyeing. An honest partner might remind you of your budget and help you weigh the pros and cons, rather than just pushing you to make a purchase you might later regret. It means having someone on your side who wants what's best for you, not just what's fun, quick, or, let's say, what you're about to post online. In the heat of the moment, an honest partner would kindly tell you to take a break and think about whether you really want to share that post. They're not being critical or controlling, they're just looking out for you and trying to keep you from getting into trouble. Stoicism wasn't just about getting through hard times without complaining. It also stressed how important it is to think about and act on our thoughts and feelings in relationships. This means valuing a partner who helps you see the bigger picture, not someone who tells you what you want to hear to keep the peace. This kind of honesty helps you grow and face life with a clearer, more grounded view. This approach to relationships is deeply rooted in Stoicism. It's about facing reality with courage and integrity. It's not about never messing up, but about having a partner who helps you confront the truth, even when it's tough. This creates a partnership that's not just durable, but deepens with time, built on mutual respect and understanding. In wrapping up our conversation today, it's clear that the idea of a perfect partner can vastly differ from one man to another. Everyone has their own unique unkey checklist, their non-negotiables and their dreams. Yet despite the diversity in these lists, there seems to be a universal node to the qualities we've unpacked together in this video. It's fascinating, isn't it? How at the end of the day, certain virtues and values hold a timeless appeal. Now it's your turn. Do you feel there's a crucial point we've overlooked? Perhaps there's a personal insight you're burning to share. The comments section below is your open canvas. Don't hesitate to paint your thoughts there. And if our journey today resonated with you, why not spread the word? A single thumbs up from you helps more than you might think, and sharing this video could spark meaningful conversations among your circle. We're here to foster a community, and you play a pivotal role in that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our growing family by activating the notification bell. You ensure you're always in the loop, never missing out on our latest explorations. We've also curated a rich library of content just waiting to be discovered. So dive in and let's continue to question, learn, and grow together. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We sincerely appreciate the continuous support and companionship from our audience towards our videos. Let's keep spreading the passion and strength of Stoic philosophy, building a stronger and ever-growing Stoic legend community together. Besides, we have a few suggested videos at the end of the screen on a similar topic. If you're interested, you can check them out and share your thoughts on these suggested videos. Until next time, look for more. Never stop asking questions, and most of all, never stop participating.